The whole of Egypt, in its splendor, is a mysterious geographical site with amazing architectural wonders which has undoubtedly crafted for it a distinct position in the annals of human history. Even though the sweltering sands still conceal some of its ancient past, incredible finds periodically occur, sparking theoretical wonders of ancient civilization and extraterrestrial intervention. Join us as we delve into the 15 strangest things unearthed in Egypt, which challenged our perceptions of the puzzling civilization. Number 15. The Valley of Golden Mummies. Egypt's Bahiriya Oasis is one of the largest burial sites ever found. Known as the Valley of the Golden Mummies, it was discovered in 1996 and contains an estimated 10,000 mummies, many of which are well preserved. This is particularly impressive considering that only 30,000 people once inhabited the Bahiriya Oasis. Researchers have found 4 different styles of mummification at the Valley of the Golden Mummies. The most elaborate style involved 60 mummies who were buried with gilded masks and waistcoats depicting Egyptian gods and goddesses. The second style saw mummies covered in cartonnage with scenes of the god Anubis, who was believed to have overseen all of Egypt's mummifications. The third style was less gaudy, with no decorations whatsoever, and these bodies were placed in pottery coffins. Finally, the fourth style involved being covered in linen only. Now, what do you think about these 4 styles of mummification? The most reasonable conclusion to this is that it represents some kind of hierarchy between the different classes of people. The first style represented the highest class, while the last style likely implies their lower class status during their life. Number 14. Mummy Cache. In the year 2021, a remarkable discovery took place near the funerary temple of Queen Nerit in Saqqara. A sarcophagus was unveiled, marking a momentous occasion for the archaeologists involved. This sarcophagus, dating back to around 2 millennia ago, shed light on the burial practices of the ancient Egyptians in the sacred city known as Saqqara. What makes this discovery even more captivating is the fact that the sarcophagus was completely sealed and had not been opened since its original burial. Alongside the coffins, archaeologists also uncovered some fascinating artifacts. One of the most notable findings was a papyrus scroll measuring 13 feet in length and 3 feet in width. This scroll contained an excerpt from the Book of the Dead, providing further evidence that Egyptians indeed buried their dead in Saqqara between the 16th and 11th centuries BCE, earlier than previously believed. Furthermore, archaeologists made an astonishing find, unearthing a trove of at least 210 coffins entombed beneath the sands of Saqqara. Prior to this discovery, they had already uncovered 52 burial shafts containing over 50 wooden coffins, estimated to be around 3,000 years old. With the addition of these newly found coffins, the total number reached an impressive 210, according to the Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities. From this find, we understand that during the ancient burial process, hundreds of Egyptians were laid to rest in Saqqara. Their organs were carefully removed, and their bodies were meticulously wrapped in linen. These prepared bodies were then placed inside coffins adorned with intricate hieroglyphics. Within these coffins, they would remain undisturbed for thousands of years until their recent discovery. The uncovering of this vast burial site in Saqqara has opened up new avenues of exploration and understanding of the ancient Egyptian civilization. It offers a glimpse into their intricate burial rituals, beliefs, and customs, as well as the rich history that lies beneath the sands of this sacred city. The unveiling of the sarcophagus and the subsequent discoveries have sparked excitement and curiosity among archaeologists and historians worldwide as they continue to unravel the mysteries of this ancient civilization. Number 13. Mummies hidden in the Egyptian desert. It's not all that uncommon to find ancient structures underground in Egypt, but this one we're talking about was different, which is why archaeological teams and even reporters were invited to take a look. In 2018, all eyes were on Tuna El Gabel, a necropolis in the Minya Governorate of Egypt. It was here that an amazing discovery was made. Archaeologists found a hidden chamber 160 miles from Cairo, with an underground maze of rooms cut into rock thousands of years earlier. One large underground chamber was found to be filled with mummies. Among the tombs discovered, 2 were discovered around 29 feet underground. Lining the floors and walls of these chambers were 40 mummies, some laid out in the open and some stored in open clay coffins. Out of those 40 mummies, there were men, women, children, and even animals. They also found pieces of papyrus and shards of pottery, which allowed them to date the tomb back to the Ptolemaic kingdom, founded in 305 BC. The discovery of the graves was a significant one, as it provided new insights into the Ptolemaic period. The mummies and artifacts found in the tombs helped to shed light on the lives of the people who lived during this time. The discovery also helped to promote tourism to the area, as people from all over the world came to see the ancient tombs. Number 12. Crocodile mummies. In ancient times, cats were highly revered, so much so that royalty kept their feline companions and protectors close to them both, in life and in death. Back then, burying a cat with its owner was a very common practice. However, cats were not the only animals that were placed next to their masters' coffins. Over the years, the kings and queens of the time kept all sorts of pets, including rams, gazelles, shrews, ibises, full-on bulls, and even scarab beetles clutching their little dung balls. But do you know that they've all been mummified to withstand the test of time? To us, it's certainly strange, but it definitely made sense back then. The ancient Egyptians believed that animals had souls just like humans, and they often mummified their pets after they died. They believed that the animals would accompany them in the afterlife. Some of the most common animals found in Egyptian tombs include cats, dogs, monkeys, and birds. However, archaeologists have also found some more unusual pets, such as snakes and even lions. Archaeologists have found some really weird four-legged sea reptiles in Egyptian tombs. One strange discovery made by archaeologists was the remains of Nile crocodiles buried with their masters. It is unclear the manner in which the ancient Egyptians managed to capture these large river reptiles and how they were able to tame them. However, it is clear that the crocodiles were considered to be important members of the family, as they were buried not only with their masters, but with their babies as well. It is possible that the ancient Egyptians believed that the crocodiles would protect their masters in the afterlife. They may have also seen the crocodiles as a symbol of power and strength. It is not clear to us why the ancient Egyptians chose to mummify certain animals. However, some animals may have been considered sacred, while others may have been simply beloved pets. Number 11. The Screaming Mummy. Incredible tales of drama, intriguing mysteries, and awe emerge from the ancient Egyptian era, far surpassing what we encounter in our everyday lives. It was in the year 1881, in the city of Luxor, that an astounding discovery was unearthed. This hidden treasure contained the preserved remains of esteemed members from bygone royal families, carefully concealed to protect them from the clutches of grave robbers. Amongst these remarkable discoveries lay a peculiar mummy that earned the eerie moniker of the Screaming Mummy. Its distorted visage appeared frozen in a perpetual state of terror, as if forever trapped in a horrifying scream. Recent advancements in technology have allowed researchers to delve deeper into the mystery surrounding this enigmatic figure. Through CT scans and DNA tests, they have now identified him as Prince Pentawave, the third son of King Ramses. Shockingly, it was revealed that he met a gruesome fate, being forced to take his own life through hanging as punishment for the killing of his own father. Even in death, the torturous punishment inflicted upon Prince Pentawave persisted. Unlike the other mummies found within the cache, who were meticulously mummified and adorned with white linen wrappings, the prince was callously wrapped in sheepskin. This cruel act symbolized his perceived impurity and his destined damnation in the afterlife. Alongside the Screaming Mummy, another chilling discovery was made: the Screaming Woman Mummy. This female mummy too appeared frozen in a horrified expression, forever trapped in a silent scream. Researchers diligently investigated her unique body position, which indicated that she suffered a fatal heart attack. This unfortunate circumstance prevented her from undergoing the customary mummification process. These astonishing revelations from the royal cache in Luxor continue to captivate the imaginations of historians and archaeologists alike. The shocking tales of betrayal, punishment, and untimely deaths have shed light on the dark underbelly of ancient Egyptian society, forever etching these screaming mummies into the annals of history. Number 10. The Khufu Ship. It was very common for royalty in ancient Egypt to be buried specially and differently from the common men. It was also very common for them to be buried with their personal belongings, even their boats. The Egyptians believed that the afterlife was very similar to the present life, so they wanted to make sure that the deceased had everything they needed in the afterlife. This included their personal belongings, as well as food, drink, and even servants. The boats were believed to be used by the deceased to travel to the afterlife. The Khufu Ship is a ship that was discovered in 1954 by Kamal el-Malak, an Egyptian archaeologist, in a pit near the Great Pyramid of Giza. The ship is believed to have been built for the 4th dynasty pharaoh Khufu and was buried with him around 2500 BC. It is the oldest known ship in the world and is one of the most important archaeological discoveries ever made. The ship is made of cedar wood and is 43.6 meters long and 5.9 meters wide. It is made up of 1,224 pieces of wood that were joined together without nails or screws. This is indeed craftsmanship in the highest order. The ship is in remarkably good condition and is thought to have been used for religious ceremonies or for transporting the pharaoh's body to the afterlife. The Khufu ship is now on display in a museum near the Great Pyramid of Giza. It is one of the most popular tourist attractions in Egypt and is a reminder of the ingenuity and craftsmanship of the ancient Egyptians. Number 9. The Great Pyramid. When you think of the marvel of architecture at its best, you cannot do without giving credit to the builders of the Great Pyramid. The Great Pyramid of Giza is one of the greatest discoveries of all time. It is not only a marvel of engineering, but it also holds many mysteries. The Great Pyramid of Giza is one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, and it is also one of the most mysterious. It is believed to have been built by the pharaoh Khufu around 2560 BC, and it is estimated to have taken over 20 years to build. The pyramid is made up of over 2.3 million blocks of stone, each weighing an average of 2.5 tons. The blocks were quarried from nearby mountains and transported to the site on sledges. The pyramid is 481 feet tall and has a base of 756 feet on each side. The ancient Egyptians were able to build this massive structure using only simple tools and techniques. They were able to align the pyramid with the cardinal directions and even calculate its radius with the radius of the sun. This level of precision is still not fully understood today. There are many theories about how the ancient Egyptians built the Great Pyramid of Giza. Some believe that they used slaves, while others believe that they used advanced technology. There is no definitive answer, but the mystery of its construction continues to fascinate people around the world. The Great Pyramid of Giza is a testament to the ingenuity and skill of the ancient Egyptians. It is a reminder of their advanced knowledge of astronomy, mathematics, and engineering. It is also a reminder of the mysteries that still surround this incredible structure. The Great Pyramid of Giza is a must-see for anyone interested in history, archaeology, or engineering. It is a truly awe-inspiring sight that will leave you wondering how the ancient Egyptians were able to build it. Did I mention that the pyramid is full of hidden chambers and passageways? It is believed that many of these chambers are yet to be discovered. Some people believe that the pyramid is a portal to another dimension, while others believe that it is a tomb for the pharaoh Khufu. Whatever the truth may be, the Great Pyramid of Giza is a fascinating and awe-inspiring structure. Number 8. The Lost City of Heraklion. The ancient city of Heraklion was mentioned in Egyptian texts and inscriptions, but its existence has never been confirmed. It was said to be located on the Mediterranean coast of Egypt, near the present-day city of Alexandria. Heraklion was said to be a major trading center and a religious hub. It was also said to be the home of the Oracle of Amun. However, no physical evidence of Heraklion has ever been found. Some believe that it was destroyed by a tsunami or earthquake, while others believe that it was simply abandoned. The mystery of Heraklion continues to intrigue historians and archaeologists alike. Frank Godio, an archaeologist, spent years looking for the lost city of Heraklion off the coast of Egypt, but he came up empty-handed. However, in the year 2000, advancements in underwater screening technology revealed the lost city of Heraklion, which was submerged 6.5 kilometers off the coast. Divers searched the area and found a large number of gold coins from the era, as well as the ruins of 64 ships. The most interesting archaeological find, however, was 16-foot statues of Egyptian gods like Hapi, the god of fertility, and the lord of the river. The lost city of Heraklion is one of the world's sunken cities. But how did the historic city come to be destroyed? The city of Heraklion was probably brought to its knees by an earthquake or the aftershocks, according to scientists. Number 7. The Lost Golden City. It is extremely incredible that archaeologists have finally discovered a complete city after searching for ages in the Egyptian desert. The find was made close to Luxor within months of beginning the excavation in September 2020. The Egyptian archaeologist Zahi Hawass announced the discovery and said that it was the largest ancient city ever discovered in Egypt. It was called Aten, and it dates back to the reign of Amenhotep III, one of Egypt's most powerful pharaohs, who ruled from 1391 BC to 1353 BC. The city was then used by the pharaoh's son, Tutankhamun. Many valuable artifacts were discovered, such as scarab beetle amulets, mud bricks with seals of Amenhotep III colored pottery, and jewelry. Zahi Hawass also said that the site of the large city was in good condition, with nearly complete walls and rooms featuring tools of daily life. 7 months after the discovery, some incredible parts of the city continued to be uncovered, such as neighborhoods, an administrative district, a residential area, and even a bakery. These finds continue to make front-page news since the city has been lost for a very long time, and no one has ever been able to find it. This is a genuinely spectacular discovery that will undoubtedly add to our understanding of ancient Egyptian history. It is fascinating to consider all of the discoveries that could still be uncovered on the Egyptian dunes. Number 6. Tomb KV-5. If you are a military personnel, the mention of KV-5 would definitely ring a bell. But this KV-5 is not the Tier 8 heavy tank from the Soviet Union. One of the most well-known tombs in ancient Egypt is referred to by researchers as KV-5. This name is much easier to remember and pronounce compared to other tombs, such as the famous tomb of Tutankhamun. Over 120 passageways and rooms have already been found inside the tomb, and archaeologists expect to unearth at least another 150. This astounding number of chambers makes KV-5 an extraordinary find. Moreover, this tomb happens to be the final resting place of all the sons of Pharaoh Ramses II during his reign from 1279 to 1213 BCE. Ramesses II had a considerable number of sons, at least 6, and to demonstrate his love for them, over 20 representations of his sons were intricately carved into the walls of the tomb. However, despite its simple name, archaeologists were in for a surprise during an excavation in 1995. Prior to this, the tomb had not been extensively studied, and it was widely believed that it was small and held little significance. However, it turned out that this assumption was completely incorrect. In fact, KV-5 is the largest tomb ever discovered in Egypt's Valley of the Kings. Now it's time for the subscriber pick. Look closely at this picture. This looks like some sort of doorway or tunnel engraved in a tomb. However, what is baffling about this picture is the scary, mummy-like image awkwardly positioned in the middle of the tunnel. Do you think it could be a mistake? Or it was forgotten there? As usual, let's hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Number 5. Tomb of the Pyramid Builders. For centuries, it has been widely believed that the pyramids of Egypt were built by slaves or Jews. This belief is often accompanied by a sense of sadness and pity for the people who had to endure such back-breaking labor against their will. However, recent archaeological evidence suggests that this may not be the whole story. In 2010, archaeologists discovered 4,000-year-old tombs near the pyramids that belong to the pyramid builders. The initial discovery of these burials was in the year 1990, when a tourist on a horse tripped over a wall that later proved to be a tomb. To the average person, this might not seem like much, but the fact that these tombs were constructed close to the king's pyramid is important. The graves of the pyramid builders would not have been permitted to be so close to the king's tomb if they had been considered slaves. The discovery, according to Egyptologist Dieter Wildung, was not unexpected because the concept that slaves built the pyramids is nothing but the stuff of newspaper headlines and Hollywood. He also stated that people find it hard to believe that the pyramids could have been built without forced labor, and that the builders may have been motivated by loyalty to the pharaohs instead. These findings suggest that the pyramid builders may have been free men who were paid for their work. They may have even been proud of their work and considered it an honor to build the pyramids for their king. Number 4. Ancient security systems. In the olden days, ancient Egyptian grave robbers were a major problem. Kings, queens, pharaohs, nobles, and the rich were buried with worldly possessions for the afterlife. However, some greedy men among the living wanted a piece of the pie. To prevent grave robbing, the ancient Egyptians used a variety of security measures. Tombs were often filled with complex traps and obstacles to deter grave robbers. These traps could include pits, spikes, and even poisonous snakes. The ancient Egyptians also used magical spells to protect their tombs. These spells were designed to curse anyone who tried to rob the tomb. Also, tombs were often built with hidden entrances to make them difficult to find. These entrances could be located in remote areas or even underwater. People have found tombs with special rooms that led nowhere, like the Winchester Mansion, and false walls to keep thieves guessing. Then there are the false floors that break as soon as the would-be thief steps on them, dropping them down into either the dark abyss below or into pikes or spears. How ironic that these final resting places were full of death traps. Even the pharaoh Tutankhamun's tomb was found underneath another tomb. However, the ancient Egyptians' efforts to protect their tombs did help to deter some grave robbers and to preserve the remains of the deceased. Number 3. The tomb of King Tutankhamun's wife. In 2017, archaeologists announced that they believed they had found the tomb of King Tutankhamun's wife, Ankhesenamun, in the Valley of the Kings in Egypt. The discovery of King Tutankhamun's tomb in 1992 was a major archaeological breakthrough. It took many years to find the tomb, but once it was discovered, it was only a matter of time before archaeologists found the tomb of his wife. The tomb is located near the tomb of Pharaoh I, and archaeologists plan to excavate it. Initially, the archaeologists were unsure of the specific owner of the tomb, so they intended to scan the tomb using a CT scanner in an effort to locate the mummy inside. After research and the tomb was uncovered, they became extremely convinced that it belonged to Tutankhamun's wife. The tomb was found by a team led by archaeologist Zahi Hawass, and he believes it may be Ankhesenamun's, half-sister and wife to King Tutankhamun's. Ankhesenamun lived during the 14th century BC and married Ai after King Tutankhamun's death. It makes sense that her body would be located near his. Archaeologists identified the possible presence of the tomb from 4 foundation deposits, which are holes filled with objects like food remains and pottery vessels. Number 2. Oxyrinkus Papyri. The Oxyrinkus Papyri were discovered by archaeologists Bernard Grenfell and Arthur Hunt sometime during their 11-year excavation at the turn of the 20th century. They found a total of 500,000 fragments of the Oxyrinkus Papyri that date back nearly 2,000 years, which is pretty amazing. It was truly preserved for such a long time because of the region's arid climate. The ancient settlement where the Oxyrinkus Papyri were discovered inspired its name. It was discovered among the ruins of Oxyrinkus, a sizable town that existed at the time that Rome ruled Egypt. There are many things that interest us about the old ways. Some of these things include ancient texts. Not only do they provide some serious insight into what life was like long ago, but they reveal to us new writing systems and old schools of thought that can still resonate today. The Oxyrinkus Papyri are a collection of over 500,000 ancient Greek and Roman papyri that were found in the town of Oxyrinkus, Egypt. The papyri date from the 1st century BC to the 7th century AD, and they cover a wide range of topics, including literature, history, philosophy, and religion. One of the most famous Oxyrinkus papyri is a fragment of the Gospel of Matthew, which was discovered in 1879. The fragment is dated to the 3rd century AD, and it is one of the earliest known copies of the Gospel of Matthew. The Oxyrinkus Papyri are a valuable source of information about ancient Egypt and the ancient world. They provide us with a glimpse into the lives of ordinary people, and they help us to understand the development of Greek and Roman culture. The Oxyrinkus Papyri are currently housed in the British Library in London. There was a wide variety of information on the papyri, some of it more thrilling than others. On the more exciting end of things, there were plenty of magic spells to be found, including a love spell and even a contract to fix a local wrestling match. Nobody knows for sure if the magic succeeded or if the contest proceeded as scheduled. Even after more than a century, researchers and linguists are still deciphering the papyri. But how many more of these papyri are still out there, though, is the real question. For historians and anybody else interested in the past, it is a priceless resource. Number 1. 20 sealed coffins. In Luxor, the discovery of 20 ancient Egyptian coffins not far from the city of Luxor is one of the recent extraordinary finds that stands out for its importance and size. These vibrantly colored coffins in red, green, white, and black were skillfully stacked on 2 tiers inside a massive tomb. Upon seeing the coffins in person, observers were shocked by how well preserved they were. They appeared to have only lately been abandoned by the ancient Egyptians. The coffins' engravings were still legible, and their colors were still vivid. The coffins were discovered in the necropolis of Al-Asasif, situated on the western bank of the Nile River. It is noteworthy that this necropolis was once a part of Thebes, the ancient Egyptian capital, which now encompasses a portion of Luxor. The sheer number of 20 coffins alone is awe-inspiring, but what truly amazed archaeologists and Egyptologists was the fact that these coffins remained sealed. Such a find is exceptionally uncommon in Egyptian archaeology. Initially, there was no specific time period assigned to these coffins, but upon further examination of the decorations and inscriptions, some clues regarding their origins began to emerge. The vast majority of the tombs held the mortal remains of aristocrats and governmental leaders who were buried during the late period, which lasted from 664 BC to 332 BC. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.